Hi, a little late. Sorry,
Yes.
better late than never.
And we missed last show, and I apologize. It's been a very crazy month.
As I'm sure you all are having the same type of crazy month.
Yes.
In your own unique, special way.
Yes. So hopefully some people log on because we're later than usual, and we, like I said, we missed the last one.
Yes, we are.
It's been chaos.
It's been an intense couple of weeks, I must admit.
It has been between your classes and between
us
working
away and working and
everything that's been going on. So where are we at? Where's our moon?
We are in a waning gibbous. So she's just come out of her full moon phase. We're now starting to dissipate. So it's going to be all about releasing, letting go, realizations, trying to tweak what you want to put into fruition for the blue moon, new moon, which is coming up on July 31st, which is actually the same day that Mercury goes direct, which I'm sure we are all very anxiously and patiently, not so patiently, awaiting for.
Yes.
And it will be later on in the evening, like almost closer to midnight, that both the new moon will be at its peak and Mercury goes direct. They go pretty much coincide hand in hand. So any work would probably be great around midnight or August 1st, that morning of, to set your new intentions.
So in the skies up there, we have plenty going on right now, which is creating an emotional roller coaster in a lot of people. Hey, Candace, how are you?
Hi, Candace.
We have Neptune, you said?
Yes, Neptune is retro.
Okay.
Mercury's retro.
And then we've got the full moon coming up, the blue moon.
Right, we have a blue moon. We're working up to the second full moon of the month.
Okay,
which is the blue moon.
So energy's running high, emotions are running high.
Yes.
Okay, so out there, everybody, and besides the fact of what's going on in this room or has gone in this room, I've been doing a lot of readings as well, and I'm watching these emotions that are going out of control. And so hopefully by understanding that it's not just you personally, that we can take a step back and we can reevaluate.
Aubrey.
Hey, it's Aubrey. Whoop, whoop. That we can take this step back and we can start to evaluate and kind of throw out. If it's not yours, don't own it.
Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personally. We've got stuff going on. And it's hard sometimes when you're in the moment, but if you do, just stop. Just stop everything right before the waterworks comes on, or the emotional high comes on, or the anger comes on, and just take that nice deep breath and go, okay, what is mine? So if it's not mine, is it somebody else's? Because a lot of us are empaths out there. And this is, Aubrey's going to love this because this is theta healing. If it's not mine, is it somebody else's? If it's not somebody else's, is it the Earth's? And if it is somebody else's, then let's return to sender. That may sound like a very cruel thing to do, but it's not, because we're taking away from somebody else's lesson if we take on somebody else's emotion. So we don't want to own it. We want to send it back to them. We want them to be able to deal with their own emotions. We don't want to have to process their emotions and go through that whole thing when they're the ones that are supposed to be learning that lesson we're taking away. So let us return it to sender if it belongs to somebody else. If it belongs to the Earth, let's take all of that energy, push it down into the Earth. She can handle it. She can take it, and just get it out of our bodies, because we shouldn't be processing this stuff. We need to be processing our own. We have enough on our plate. If it is ours, then let's sit down and analyze it. Is it something that we want to consume us? Is it something that we want to be looking at? Is it something that we need to be processing? And if it is, then let's process it, let's move it, and let's move it on. But remember, with these retrogrades, once again, they're not going backwards. They just appear to be. They're just in our field.
They're in a spiral type of spectrum.
Right. So we're seeing them twice. We're seeing them go one direction, and then as they're coming back out, they're going in another direction because of the way that we're spinning. It's all fancy schmancy stuff. But
and it's all about going introspective and looking at different things, because you're going to be facing the same things over and over, but it's going to be on a deeper level.
Right.
So that's where that comes into play. You want to really look at things from that deeper level and say, okay, well, what is my lesson to learn with this? Why am I going through this again? What can I learn from it? And see what comes up for you with that.
And a lot of times it's, what is this really?
Right.
Because it could be a story that we tell ourselves. So we want to take away the story. We want to stop the blame, and we want to be able to own what's going on, if it is indeed ours, and process it in a different way. Once again, with these retrogrades, everything is heightened. Yes. Everything is just the thunderstorm, the lightning, and the hail. It's everything all together at one time. So take that nice deep breath, step back, and reevaluate everything.
Get a grounding stone.
And then also something that came up this week, which I don't even know even where to start with this, because I'm not an astrologer.
Okay.
So when we talk about astrology and we talk, I mean, I know what my sun sign is, and I know what my moon sign is. And
from our discussion.
Discussion, yes. I didn't know that we needed to play with the moon sign as much.
Well, technically you have your astrological sign, which is your sun sign.
Right.
I do believe. I'm still trying to
that's your sun.
Put around, like, so I'm born March 5th, so technically I'm a Pisces. That's my sign. Well, you also have your rising sign, which is actually your more personal to the minute that you were born is what your sign is. Excuse me. Mine is a Cancer.
Right, and mine happens to be Cancer too, although I'm a Virgo sun.
So that's your ascendant or rising sign. But you also have your moon sign as well, and I think I'm a Capricorn in the moon. I'd have to check for certain. But so you have these
I know
different,
I'm a Virgo, and that's just straight up. I don't know anything else.
We have these different signs that we are born, and if you go and get your natal chart done, which you can get it done for free online, Alab, L-A-B as in boy, E.com. It's Astrolabe is what it's short for. And it does free natal charts. It'll give you the map of the constellation. It'll show you if you're trines, if you're a square, if you are a sextile, or if you're just balancing on all of the different cosmic planes. But it will tell you if you know where you were born, for one, the time you were born, and you can put that into there, then it will give you your map, and it'll give you your rising sign, your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, which is your most personalized sign and aspect. And then it'll give you all the different aspects of Mercury is in this, Neptune is in this, and it'll give you a quick little blurb of what it's like, what it is for you and what your personality can develop from. It's not their 30-page, but it is a nice little informational tool to look at and see, because now I've come to the realization, if I'm a Cancer, that totally changes the moon magic that I'll be doing.
Right. So my question is, and I don't know if you have the answer to this, but I don't understand how they play together. I don't understand what you do with that information when you find out, what house you're in and blah, blah, blah. I don't get that. I don't understand.
What, with moon magic?
No, with astrology. Period.
With astrology.
What does that mean?
Well, for me, I utilize it when it comes to my moon magic and conducting my rituals and making and finding out how I need to work with the moon and what house she's in. If she's in Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn, whatever house she's in, to whatever house my sign is in, to best manifest my desires.
Okay.
So for me, a Pisces new moon rituals and cycles and full moon rituals and cycles is going to be different than a Cancerian new moon and full moon rituals and cycles. So it's different, even though I am technically a Pisces, my most personal and closest to the T rising sign is a Cancer. So that it's almost like intensifying a recipe. Okay, you can start out with your basic spaghetti sauce. You just buy a jar of sauce, you put it in the meat and or pasta or whatever, you're done. But when you personalize it or you make it from scratch, you put in all your herbs, you put in some red wine, you caramelize the onions and garlic and all this, gives it that personal touch. It gets really nitty gritty and the flavors can be that much more intense. Same thing with ritual work. Okay. So you can do a basic ritual. Your intent is there and you could see some success, and a lot of people do.
Right.
I've seen some success, but then there's like, well, why doesn't this really work? And yes, some of it could be just the amount of work I put in, but some of it can also be that I didn't really, it wasn't as personalized as it could have been for me and where it works best for me.
Okay.
Like a Cancerian, a new moon, and I don't know what new moon she's going to be in. It's in a Cancer, the second house for any sign, whatever ritual you're doing or whatever sign you are, it's in your second house. Is all your cash, money, property, and physical like value of yourself and the value you bring to the table. So if you're looking at promotions or advancing yourself in business, starting a new business, doing new things with business, or trying to make your life more abundant, your second house is going to be the house to do the ritual with.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I'm going to look because I'm now switching from Pisces to Cancer. So it's like, okay, I now need to learn which one is which. So it's a Leo.
Okay.
Is what it is. Which makes sense because Leo comes after Cancer, which makes it its second house. Cancer would be its first house.
Okay.
Okay. So third house is all about communication. So it's all about being able to articulate and do things well.
So just so I understand, because I'm really learning something new here. Your sun sign, which is the sign you're born under, is your personality traits.
Yes, it's a Pisces.
Okay, so mine would be Virgo. That's my personality.
Basic.
Then
yes,
Cancer, if it's in that next house, then that's the vibration in which you're using for your money, prosperity, and what have you.
Because your rising sign is a Cancer. If your rising sign was a Virgo, that would be totally different. It wouldn't be a Cancer. It wouldn't.
Okay. No, because I just, once again, because I do astrology. No. It's just not something that
your astrological sign is your basic sign, your basic go-to. But if you want that really in-depth and in tune and highly personalized ritual or intentions that you want to set, and you really, really, really want to work with that lunar energy in the best and most deeply connected way, then you want to do it with your rising sign. Which sometimes your rising sign and your sun sign can be the same.
Okay.
I do know a Raven who his sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign is all the same. So
what is he? What is his?
A Gemini.
Oh God.
So
wow.
So you do have those. Yes, we were actually speaking of that. So you do have those where that happens. But if you want to work with lunar energies more and be more focused into working into lunar energy more, then it would be beneficial for you to just do a natal chart, a free natal chart, and get that information. And it's just actually just fun information to kind of, it lets you learn a little bit more, and it's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's me to a T. Hello.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And it's quite funny. I'm a sextile, which is next to trine. Trines are a triangle, so they're kind of considered old souls. They've done the whole trifecta of things. Sextiles look like an hourglass on their sides.
Okay.
Almost like an infinity, but with points. We're next step up we're almost to an old soul. And then you also have crosses, which my sister is a cross. She's actually a perfect box in her map. So it's very different. You look at different things with different people and learn different things. Hey,
Tammy, how are you?
And
okay, you read this.
Okay. So there's sextile going on there. See this blue here? That's sextile.
Uh-huh.
The reds are sextile. Green is just straight line. So that's very linear. Screenshot. So this, it will say her sun sign, her moon sign. Then we have Mercury and different things. And it's going to have, this is the picture of it. and it's going to map it out for you, and then it's going to give you the writings.
Is it gonna?
It might not because it's too bright.
Right.
We'll put it in. I'll put some information in the comments so you folks can look at it. But it really is kind of interesting to see, especially when I was looking at it and I'm a sextile, my mom's sextile and trine, and then I see my sister and she's a perfect box. It's very interesting to kind of see. It's almost like learning your spirit animals and seeing how they work together, and how I always attract birds, because birds perch on rhinos to take a break and not have to feel victimized of predators. They rest on my back, they clean my skin, we have a perfect camaraderie. So in my life, I attract bird personalities. It's just the way it is. And I always think of a fair weather friend as always what it came from. Hello, Tammy. She is a bird, by the way.
So Candace is asking, how do we know what's mine for sure? Okay, I understand. We're going back to a little bit of a talk. I have some serious ancestry stuff. Okay, so when you're asking if this emotional stuff, emotional baggage, or the stuff that's rising to the surface, we're skimming the fat. If you ask yourself, is this mine? Just stop for that moment. Is this mine? You can muscle test it. You can feel it. You can just stop and say, well, okay, you want to ask yourself the question, well, what brought this on? 99% of the time, if you have no idea what brought it on, if nothing triggered it for you, you just all of a sudden, boom, it's probably not yours. Then if you want to, within that talk, you want to say, okay, well, is this somebody else's? And that first thing that pops up in your head, yes or no. If it's a no, go on to the third question. Is it the Earth's? If it's the Earth's, that's the easiest one. Well, they're both actually easy to get rid of. You take all of that stuff, you just kind of close your eyes and put all of that energetic gunk, that fat that we're skimming, into your hands. Turn your hands down and then just let it go into the earth. And it's part of meditation and just watching it go into the earth, leaving your body. You can feel it coming from your feet. You can feel it coming from your hands. If it is somebody else's, then you want to take all of this fat, this gunk that we've skimmed the top off of, and we want to put it in a nice little envelope and just shoop, watch that envelope fly out. Doesn't matter who it's going to. You don't need to watch who it's going to.
I know you've suggested before that we can put return to sender.
Yeah, you can put return to sender on it and get it out, because it's not necessarily an attack that somebody's attacking you, but if you're an empath, which is what a lot of people are noticing that they are, it's an antenna. You're just picking up on other people's stuff, and you don't want to take that on. And I hope that answers your question, Candace. Okay, so we've got all this astrology stuff that's going on. We've got the moon. Where do we got the moon again? I'm sorry.
She's waning gibbous.
Which is in gratitude?
Yep, gratitude and reflection, and trying to filter through, reflect on what you need to change, really looking at things, and it is grateful for what you've accomplished, but also looking at how you need to tweak things to accomplish more of what you want.
So it's time to, once again, go back to our journals. We mention this every single show. Go back to your journal, look at what you've created and what you haven't. She says yes and thanks with a kissy face.
You're welcome. I didn't say much of that, but you're welcome.
You're welcome. Very much welcome. Pull out the journals, look back what you've created. Okay. And the things my words are getting tangled. Mind you, everything that's happened, you've created. Let's own it. Okay. Yep. Good or bad, however we want to perceive it. That we own it. So we're grateful for it, that we've created it, no matter what it looks like.
And if we're unhappy with it, we have the power to change it.
We have the power to change it. So then on our next manifesting, these are the things that we want to create. So if you're finding out that you're having a sucky period, sucky month, 2 weeks are going by, and it's just like one thing after another, boom, 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 boom.
No progress, no
growth,
no setbacks, whatever, just
Okay.
Lots of just wham bam in your face and not being able to process.
So we're going to be grateful for it. That's first of all. Thank you for all the stuff that we've created. Not what we wanted, but now we're going to go into what we do want and take a look at what we don't want to find out what we do want. Okay. Chaos and craziness here. Happiness and peace.
Right.
So we want to bring in peace. Doesn't matter what that looks like either. So mind you, things are going to shift and change, but it really is work that you have to put in. And something else that came up this week was when we are manifesting once again, and I think we've said this before, it's not something that drops out of the sky instantly. Okay. It's the availability. We are in control of this car. We can't just tell the car where we want to go and it takes us there. We get in the car, we get our route, our maps and what have you, and we drive there. So with everything in life, we're in control of this. We have to figure out and decide what it is that we want. Then we have to jump on that train and take those opportunities that are there. So if this is the train to peace, we got to get on the train. We can't just stand there and watch peace go by us.
Right. It's going to present the opportunities. It's up to us to take them.
Right. So that's going to be kind of how life is. And mind you, when we are asking to release things, because also with gratitude, there's a portion, a period of time when we want to release. When we're asking to release things, mind you, it comes up in this skimming the fat. Okay. It presents itself. And then it teaches you in a way that you can deal with this in a different way, in a different manner than you've always been doing. Right. So if you're wanting to release your anger, when you get angry, because it will trigger, things will trigger you, because that's the point of trying to release it, you deal with it differently, as opposed to either suppressing it or punching somebody out. Right?
Yes.
So this is the way that things release. It's not just, whoo, it's gone from my body. Whoo, it's gone from my body. It's like, no, here it is, straight in your face. Now you got to deal with it.
Yep. And
how are you going to deal with it?
Yep. It's going to put it in your face, so you have to deal with it and either let it go or whatever you want to do, but it's going to present it to you, so you're forced to let it go and deal with it.
Yeah, spirituality is not an easy road, but it's more fulfilling.
It's worth it.
I say that in my classes every time, because you get to detail things. You get to design the life that you want to live, how you want to live it. So it kind of opens up that jar for you. And mind you, everybody out there, you're not the only ones who are going through this emotional thing. I've seen 9 people today with emotional issues, 2 people yesterday with emotional issues. So we've got a lot that's happening, and be mindful that there may be this chaotic storm or tornado that's going on in our lives right now. But what happens after? We get rainbows and we get sunshine.
You have to weather the storm to experience the rainbow.
We get the clean, we get the cleansing.
Yeah.
So feel the emotions, go through the motions of feeling them, and go through the motions of moving them and changing them and transmuting them into something else, because we have that ability to do it. Yes. We can look at an apple as good or bad. We can look at blue cheese as good or bad. It doesn't make it either. I know I hate blue cheese.
I know.
Do you like blue cheese?
My mother loves blue cheese.
Okay. But because mom likes it and I don't like it, doesn't make it good or bad. Makes it what it is. It just is blue cheese. So we can I don't like blue cheese. Yeah, I don't like blue cheese. So
I don't eat blue cheese. I'm a ranch girl, or I actually prefer my own vinaigrettes. But when it comes to PTs, I do or Zaxby's, I do ranch. I can't help it. That's when I go with the ranch.
Yeah, no blue cheese for me. Ugh.
You're not a dressing person unless it's Applebee's.
No, I'm not a dressing person.
Unless it's Applebee's.
I don't put dressing on my salad. It's just, I just don't. On occasion, I'll dip, but that's about it. What else do we got going on?
What is it? We already talked about goddesses last month.
Yes, we've got White Tara coming up.
Yep, she's coming up.
She's coming up. We don't have all of her stuff together, but this is what she looks like, just so you know. And White Tara is all about beauty. So we've got beautiful things. Oh, this pendant. So the pendant that I'm wearing right now is actually going to be in a couple of them because they ran out of these pendants. But this is the rose quartz pendant, and it's actually quite big.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean, it's larger than a quarter. It's probably more of a 50-cent piece.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one. These are going to be in a couple of them. So whoever's out there watching, if you get one that's different that looks more like this, that's why. It's just because they ran out of these and I couldn't order, so I had to order these, which was the closest thing to it. White Tar is all about beauty, and then after that we've got Irene, which is about peace. Would you grab that for me, the blue one? I've got a helper here today who's not on camera. Yeah, peace. So we've got them coming up. We've got a lot coming up. So if you do want to be part of the subscription every month, please go to the Create Joy website and subscribe, and you get them out. A couple people have asked me questions about this. We send them out around the 10th of the month. So if you don't receive it immediately, it's because we're waiting, and then we do catch you up to that. So
yep, they process by the 10th, so that's when we ship.
Yes, and we make all the oils and all the candles and the salts at that time. And if you have ordered in the past couple months with Ostara and Diana, if you do get a rather soft salts, it's because she used too much coconut oil in it.
I guess it was meant to be because summer months we needed more coconut oil and more nutrition on our skin or something, but it is going to have that little bit more
coconut
oil.
They're just a little bit more mushy, but it's not hurting anything. It's helping anything. It's helping.
Right. It's going to moisturize your skin more, especially in the summer.
So know that they're made fresh. They're, she drops them off to me. They'll be out
It's usually around the 1st that I drop them off.
And then we get them together, and then we just ship everything out on the 10th. So just be a little aware of that. What else do we got going on? We've got classes coming up. We've got workshops coming up. Intuitive Development is back. That's back in September. It starts on September 10th. It's 3 Saturdays in a row. So it's the 7th, the 14th and the 21st, 7, 14, 21. So if you're interested in intuitive development, I'm bringing it in at a great price. It's $300 for all 3 days, and you get from intuitive, starting with your intuitive all the way through healing. So I take you through how to work with your gift. So that's a big thing. If you want more information, go to my website, and it will walk you through pretty much everything that we talk about when we go through. It's very interactive.
It is.
You are a graduate. You graduated, did you? No, if you want to come in on the 3rd class, let me know, and I'll work it. I'll work it through. So we've got a graduate and a 2/3 graduate. Almost there, graduate. And I've graduated a lot of people so that they learn to work with their gift. And
a lot of your graduates have gone on to become spiritual healers and practitioners here in Wilmington. It is amazing to me, how, myself included.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know at least a half a dozen to a dozen people that have taken your intuitive development classes. And whether that's the catalyst that helped them in their spiritual journey, whatever it may be, but it was a part of their spiritual journey. And now they are actually successful spiritual practitioners here in Wilmington.
It deepens your own spirituality. And once again, we talk about everything. We go through basic readings, card readings, and mediumship readings, pendulum, crystals,
light healing, energy healing, chakras.
Yeah, animals. I talk a little bit about animals. I don't do animal telling you what your spirit animal is, but that's Kimberly Kaufman does. That's Fox. Fox does that, and actually that's coming up. That class is coming, or was it yesterday?
No, that was past life. I think Fox's workshop is next weekend. It may be, I think it is next weekend. If you go on to Madame Meerkat's website and go to the calendar, it'll tell you. But I think it's next weekend. I think she's the same weekend as Boom Magic.
If you really want to learn about yourself, go to this workshop with Kimberly. Let her tell you what your animal is. She's a professional at this. It's a gift that not too many people on this planet have. She's very gifted in the sense that she knows exactly what she's talking about. I mean, there's not one person that has not realized, yes, this is what I am. Now, mind you, I'm in a room with two people who did not like their spirit animal at first, absolutely hated the fact, but then grew into it and started to love and appreciate. And how does this benefit you? This benefits you because it gets you to understand on a natural way why you are the way that you are and how to work with it. So I'm a bear through and through. There is no doubt. And when I understand how a bear's life is, I understand myself better.
Right.
You know, there's just things, and I love being a bear. It's beautiful to me, you know, and it's like, oh, I do that because that's bear. Okay, that's why. What else do we got going on?
I'm a rhino, which I was very apprehensive about being a rhino. In fact, my words were, I'm not a rhino. And she went into detail about things, and then I was like, yes, I'm a rhino.
Mind you, the animal that she sees in you has nothing to do with how big or small you are.
Right. It doesn't. But on that side note, my rhino is not a little rhino either. She is a...
Yeah, but if Kimberly told you were a mouse, would you believe you're a mouse?
No.
Okay.
But, I mean, if the qualities of a mouse were there, then yes, I would believe that.
Right.
But, you know, I really thought I was a tiger. I wanted to be that fierce and for lack of a better term, sexy and animalistic and carnal and all this. Come to find out I'm a rhino. And I was like, no, I'm not.
I was there that day stomping around the store, and we were just laughing, not at you, but the fact that you go, I'm not a rhino.
I have heard that story that people were talking about that. But come to find out, when I look at things, I am a rhino in so many ways. And being a plus size woman and being a woman who's 6 foot and been a woman since 6 foot since I was in 6th grade, okay, guys are like shrimp size, okay? I mean, I've always been taller than people. I have pictures of people that literally are up to my waist in kindergarten. So I've always been large and in charge. It's just the way it is. But she did mention, she's like, and this wasn't a mention about my size, but she's like, you're not a small rhino. You are very powerful and strong and empowered and large rhino. And I didn't take it as, oh, I'm a large girl, I'm a plus size girl, I'm a rhino. I did take it as that she's a loud, proud rhino. She's in her personal power. And I try to invoke her as much as I can, even though I feel like she's been somewhat dormant and she's probably really angry at me with that. And I probably need to work with her more so I can make her happy.
And what is your animal?
Water buffalo.
Water buffalo. Yeah, I was there that day too.
So it is very, very accurate. She went into details of, you know, if I want to change, it should be left up to me. And if I don't want to change, I should be accepted just for who I am.
And then you have an alpha wolf and
Alligator, a pilot whale, and a bull shark.
You have a lot of
the
aquatics.
little one is what? A bull? She's a bull shark?
No.
Oh.
She's the pilot whale.
Oh, pilot whale. Okay.
Yeah. So it really, if you can reach out to Kimberly. I know she has website, but if you want to reach out to her on Facebook, it's Kimberly Kaufman. Reach out to Madame Meerkat. She is at Madame Meerkat's if you're local. But it is one of those very eye-opening experiences with her to know your spirit animal, because it really is. I mean, if you learn to work with your animals, then you feel better. Your body feels better. You respond better. You connect better.
Candace, go on to the Madame Meerkat's website, and she'll be able to look under the calendar. You want to see Kimberly Kaufman's Animal Spirit Workshop?
Yep.
Then go in for the workshop, and then because everybody in the workshop gets to find out their animal.
Yes, and it's actually quite ironic because I went into one of these workshops after I already knew I was a rhino. I always think that I'm more than just a rhino, but that's another story. You actually learn in the workshop based on people that are in the workshop with you. There's usually a message. If you're in a particular workshop, there's a reason why you're in that workshop. So it could be that you're also learning from different animals in that workshop, or a connection with different animals in that workshop. So
we have a very cranky Palomino Pegasus today.
You don't need to be cranky.
Oh
No, blah, blah, blah. No.
Yes.
Not
so-
allowed.
Yes, he's in a cranky mood. He between all the pain meds and the steroids and all this other stuff, he's in a crappy mood. So
You need to use some crystal energy, buddy.
I tell him that he has a Reiki infused crystal. Does he use it?
No.
You
I
know.
can't say anything, Brack, because she gives me advice, and sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. But then when I complain about it, I say I know, and then sometimes I fix it, sometimes I don't. So I get that, but I will say that crystal energy does work. I have a coworker that bought bracelets from me, and she said that her mood has completely changed since she's put the bracelets on. Took a couple days for her to realize what's changed, and she just looked down at the bracelets, and she's like, "It's the bracelets." She says it's helped her immensely while she's at work to help her with her anxiety and just
Right. Well, I mean, even though the crystal stuff is on a scientific level, you're talking to a gemologist. So the gemologist goes into the scientific of, well, it's made of carbon and this and that and the other thing and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but then your Palomino Pegasus is a spirit thing, and that's all spiritually inclined, especially a Pegasus. You need to let that
I can
let
see
that
that he's
shine.
rolling his eyes right now.
I believe it. I can see him, and he's probably saying something snarky right now. He would have a snarky tea towel. He would have the Mercury and Gatorade or some shit like that. That would be his tea towel.
Exactly. Mercury's in Gatorade.
Snarky tea towels at Madame Meerkat.
Yes. You can find a lot of things at Madame Meerkat. You can even find goddess kits over there. If you wanted to purchase an a la carte and not go through our website, you can go pick one up. There's many there. Side note, I'm converting all of the booklets that we have, the big booklets that we have that are normally this size. They are now going to be this size. So if you go in there and you pick up a goddess kit, the booklet's going to be in it. And I still have about a dozen or so to do, but just know that they're being condensed. Things are smaller. And now he says he got the chloroform one. Does it smell like chloroform?
I can see him with that one too. And literally putting it up to somebody's face with chloroform on it.
Yes. Does it smell like chloroform?
I can see that with him.
That's his attitude. That's the way things go. But see, now he picked this out for me. I'm very happy. This is my crystal he picked out for me. He had me play with it, and I had to buy it. So, yes. Icelandic spar or optical calcite, depending on what planet you're from. All right, let's see what's going on. What does everybody need to know today or this week or this coming week? You go first. I always go first.
Okay. Life is complicated. It's up to you to visualize what you do want and the sanctuary that you can have, or if you want to make it a negative. It's all in your hands on whether it's going to be a positive or a negative. But this is basically stating that all life is complicated, and it's up to you to focus on the positive. Make it the grove, the sanctuary, the beautiful place that you want it to be, and don't worry about the negative. That'll fade away when you focus on the positive.
When it gets they're out of focus just because the thing wants to focus and
it's fuzzy.
Yeah. Okay, so the cards that I got too to add to that, which a lot of times they either run into each other and provide more information, or they say the exact same thing. This card has come up in every reading that I've done for a while now, and it's about maintaining your here and now. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not promised. All we have is this moment, and stay in the present moment. If you're constantly staying in the present moment and not dwelling on the past or not being anxious about the future, you're in the most opportune time to create, to be a part of, to be, to have, to hold. Just stay in this moment, because this moment is perfect. And so is this one. And so is this one and this one and this one and this one. And it can't hurt you as we're going through moment to moment. Just stay here. Just be present. Take that nice deep breath in. Ground yourself. And the reason why is because we have to be ready. And you are ready. You're poised and you're ready to go into this. Now, this card that I'm going to show you, I don't want you...
Doesn't necessarily mean what the cards or the words say.
Right. It's not necessarily about romantic love, okay?
It's about energetic love.
Right. And it could be for yourself. It could be a person coming into your life that you've known before in a past life. The definition of soulmate is not, oh, you're my soulmate, we're meant to be together forever and ever. It means that there is somebody in from your past life that you've known that is coming in. This could be your best friend. This could be your worst enemy. This could be the person that you want to kill or that wants to kill you. Okay? So please know that it's not all about love and gushy, and even though there's hearts and he has the key to her heart or however it is, because you can't tell who's male and female in that situation, but they're penguins. So you can't. Tell me who's the male and female.
It's not like regular birds where one's brighter and one's lighter.
Is it her because she has her head down? Which then that's completely non-feministic. Yeah, who knows? So, and he's wearing.
I think he's wearing a cape.
A cape. Or a scarf.
Penguin with a scarf.
And the other one's wearing shoes. So I don't know. You guys take your vote. At any rate, know that just a soulmate is coming in. So maybe somebody from the past, the blast from the past, and they're just saying, stay in the present moment. And if this is a direct message for somebody else, stay in the present moment, take a nice deep breath. You're ready to deal with this. Okay. The soulmate's coming in, whether it be good, bad, or ugly, doesn't matter. Handle it with grace, handle it with compassion. The answer to every situation is love and compassion. That will solve it all, believe it or not. All right, we've got Brack saying to get out of my bounds and head west. Then he says, LOL, here we are again. I don't know at which point. And then now he's hitting the bricks.
1 second.
Are you writing for me? Okay, sure.
We are going to do a free giveaway.
Woo!
Next show, Goddess Kit, in honor of celebration of Mercury going direct, new moon, blue moon, endless possibilities, and Lunessa on August 1st. It's all culminating into one, and I just feel like we need to give away a goddess box or a mystery box.
We could do
what about a mystery box? This way anybody can get it.
Yeah, we could do a mystery kit. We're going to do a giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the rules. When are we on again?
August 4th.
Okay. August 4th. We have to do our show. We can't skip it. We can't.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Come back on August 4th. Watch our show all the way to the end. Then we are going to pick a random person who has commented, liked, and shared.
Yes.
Okay. And we will send you out a mystery gift. Once we pick your name, I will personally IM you and then get your information, and we will move through that and get your kit out to you all and get that out to you. What am I talking about? I don't know where I'm going. My mind just went into a weird place.
That's because I caught you off guard.
You did. But anyways, yes, we are doing a free gift, a free giveaway, and we'll have all of our information in that as well. So stay tuned. Come back.
Yep. And I'll post little details. We'll post little details for you so that you can share it with your peeps. Share it, if you share it with loved ones, get them to start watching, get them to watch, see if they could win too.
Candace, what do you mean? Who's reading this? I have no idea what she's talking
Who's
about.
reading is this? And the cards?
Oh.
Are you talking about in the cards?
Oh, whose reading is this? Not who's reading this. Yeah, the reading or the cards are for everybody.
Yep, it's the general message from the universe for what everybody needs to know.
And if it's personalized to you, then it's for you.
Yeah, usually when we pull these cards, it does resonate with a lot of people on the same level to help them in the next couple of weeks.
And let's do a Louise Hay card too. I am willing to let go. I
Oh
release.
my! Oh my! That is so perfect, especially with this moon. Just say that. Just say that.
I release others to experience what is meaningful to them, and I am free to create that which is meaningful to me.
Dun, 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 dun. Perfect
I am
timing.
willing to let go.
Waning gibbous. That is awesome.
Yes. All
The
right,
moon
guys.
made me do it.
She's asking on desk.
That's
Okay.
Brack.
Yes, Brack's a party pooper today.
You got it, Candace? Did that make sense to you, sweetheart?
Yeah. All right, guys. Once again, free giveaway next week. Be a
Yep,
part.
on the 4th.
We want
So
you
2
to
weeks from now.
come back. Stretch. Go to bed. It's nighttime.
Take
It's
a pill and
evening.
go to
bed. The old man is cranky.
But we love you guys. We
Yes,
will
we
see you
love you.
next time. And yeah, free giveaway next time. So look out for details.
Whoop, whoop, and we may throw some fun other things in.
Yeah, maybe we'll do some fun trivia or something. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have
Alrighty.
a great evening. Have a great 2 weeks, and we will see you on the 4th.
Yep. Have a great time.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.